type and Unicode system and naming convention. No one has any question? Okay. All right, guys. Then let's move to variable and data types. Okay. What is a variable? Anyone have any idea?
Variable is a name of the memory location that holds the value and changes throughout the program.
Perfect. What is your name?
Pravina.
Ravina. Very good. Very good. All right. Gurpreet Dhiman. Used to assign values. Perfect. Mamta container. Very good. Yeah. So basically, a variable is a name of memory location, right? Used for storing some data. Now there are certain rules to define a variable, right? Let me just open that. Data type, we are having data type, not variable. Okay, so for variable you can just write a variable is a placeholder or a memory location used for storing data that we can use for manipulation later in our program. Okay, now there is one more thing that we need to discuss, that is type of variable. So for now you can just write down there are three types of variable. First is local variable, second one is static variable, and third one is instance variable. We are discussing about variable. Variable is a placeholder in memory, or we can say name of a memory location. Okay, now what happens, we haven't discussed data type yet, but let me just show you one example. Like when we say int each equals to 10, what exactly we are doing? We have just discussed about JVM, right? So there are some areas, runtime areas, where the code will be stored and values of this particular variable will be stored, right? So let's assume for now, I'm not taking any name of the location where it will going to store. Let's say this is some memory address 1001, 1002, 1003, something like that, and so on. So on your RAM, you have number of memory addresses where you can store your data. So when we say int a equals to 10, so what we are doing basically, we are reserving this particular area for this variable a. And what we can store here is any value that is of type int. So there is a certain limit we can store for this int variable. We are going to just discuss in few minutes. Okay, so basically what is a is a placeholder in memory, right? It is identifying some memory area inside the memory, means this area is reserved with the name of a. Getting my point, guys? And while learning Java, this line, if you have idea, then everything will be easy for you. I'll take this example, I think in each step, to try to explain like what is an object, what is a class. I'll take this example, simple example, because I believe most of the guys have seen this kind of line earlier if you have done any programming. I'm not talking about JavaScript, because you just say where, not int over there. Mamta, I'll come to your question later on. That is not a part of our discussion right now. Okay, anybody has any doubt on variable? No, no one. Okay. What is an identifier? Anybody? Identifier is name of a class. Oh, let me just write it here. Variable, interface, method, etc. Array भी हम लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, so an identifier is name of a class, variable, interface, method, etc. So in this program, if I say what are identifiers, can you guys find out? Hello world is an identifier because this is the name of our class. Main is an identifier because this is the name of our method. Args, again an identifier, name of an array, right? So these all are identifiers. Sleep is a method, again identifier, println. Okay. Hello world, main, perfect, perfect. Mamta, system, yes, absolutely. Public is not an identifier. I said name of class, variable, interfaces, enum, arrays, basically which identifies something. Okay, these are keywords: public, static, void. I'll come to that later on. Okay, now there are certain rules to define or declare an identifier. So what are those rules? Okay, so when you want to make some identifier, so basically what we will be doing in coming days, we will be writing classes, methods, interfaces, and in these we will be creating variables, right? So all these are identifiers. So like I want to define a class, or I want to make a variable. What I need to do is, what are the certain rules? So first of all, should not start with a digit. For example, if I say int 1 value is equals to 0, something like this I am trying to write. So we can see we are getting one error here at this line. So if we are working with Eclipse or IntelliJ, we will get the compilation time error instantly. If we are on Notepad or command, if you are writing on Notepad or Notepad plus plus and running on command prompt, using cmd, then we will get this error while we will try to compile our program, right? So we cannot have digit at the beginning, at the end we can, like this, right? Okay, one next thing is case sensitive. Like if I say this value 1 and value 2, or let me just write in lowercase, so both are different variable. So because java is a case sensitive language, right? So we should take care of cases as well. Like if you have declared this one and you want to try, you want to print, that will not work, because you can see here clearly it is saying a value 1 cannot be resolved to a variable because we haven't declared it yet, right? So this is rule number 2. Then third is keyword. Okay, I haven't discussed keywords, so let me give you a brief context about keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are reserved words for a language that, or these keywords cannot be used as an identifier. Like we have some reserved words like public, this class, right? In small letter we have c, but if you see you have something called class, that is a class given in java, right? So both are different thing. So public is a keyword here, class is a keyword, static is a keyword, void is a keyword, throws is a keyword. Then we have different kind of data types, int, char, and then byte, short, long, float, double. These all are some reserved words, have some specific meaning. So we cannot use them as an identifier. For example, if I say I want to create a variable of type int with the name of float, for example, I'm just writing it like this. So you can see here we are getting one error, syntax error on token float, invalid variable declaration, declarator id, right? So we cannot use a keyword as an identifier. Basically, in this line value 1 is an identifier, and here in this line what I am trying is I'm trying to make float as an identifier, right? We cannot do that, this is not allowed. Next thing is okay, we have some classes like string, system, right? These all are predefined classes. For example, let me make a variable of type int with the name system. That is allowed but not recommended. Means all the predefined classes we can use, we can use as an identifier, but this is not recommended, right? Then what could be a length of variable, like how many characters we can have? So there is no limit on that, you can take as many as you want. Okay. One more thing, like what are the different characters that are allowed? So uh, a, small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and then we have symbol 0 to 9, right? And star. These are allowed symbol for a variable declaration. For example, if I say int x star is equals to something like that, sorry, star is not the part of this. Only A to Z in small letter, A to Z in capital letter, and then 0 to 9. Like if we say other symbol, for example, I am trying to use hash, right? So these are not allowed symbol. So only allowed symbols are A to Z in small case, A to Z in capital case, then 0 to 9. And 0 to 9, if you are using, that can become at the end, not in the front. Underscore, yes, underscore we can use. Perfect. Hash we cannot use. You can see hash we cannot use. And you are saying at the rate is also not allowed, right? Yeah, underscore we can. Generally we use underscore when we define constants. Okay, so we need to add underscore here. Pravina, good catch. Mamta, very good. Okay, so these are basic rule to define an identifier. Okay, now let's go back to the concept of variable. So for variable, as of now, what I told is there are three types of variable. One is instance, then we have local, then we have static. Okay, we'll discuss these in detail once we will start ops concept, like what is instance variable and what is static. Local we will see, like if we say what are these two variables, these are local variables. So for local we can say a variable is called to be local if it is defined inside a method. Like in this case we have main method here, and we are defining or declaring our variable value 1 and x underscore gh inside this main method. So we can say these two variables are local variables. Any doubt, guys? Now we are approaching to the end of session. If you guys have any question, you can ask uh, with in the method scope or block. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So guys, we have 15 minutes to wrap up this session. If you guys have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll take a small topic. I'll start explaining different data types. If you have question, you just ask. Otherwise, I'll take it further. I think nobody has question today. Okay.
Hello.
Now, yes.
Can you please share the document so that we can refer the daily topics?
Sorry.
Can you please share the document which you have shown?
Yes, yes. I'll share. I'll share with you. Don't worry.
Yeah, so that we can refer daily basis, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it will be time consuming for us.
Yes, yes. I'll share with you. Don't worry.